bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Young men who may be headed down the wrong path were given a pep talk by a man who is able to identify with their struggle. The at-risk students were told that they can turn things around and achieve success if they make some simple changes. His past was used as an illustration to at-risk students at Jack Hayward High School. Immigration officer Kyle King told the young men that he too was once where they are now. King telling the at-risk boys that they are not Generation X, but Generation Next.
Some of the things that I went through in my high school years, just like them, getting suspended every now and again, got expelled, accepted back, didn't care about education, didn't really value education until after school, all those things that I would have went through, in and out of the police station, stuff like that. Those things, like I shared with them, that's a waste of time. In school it may sound cool because of the crowd they were hanging out with, but afterwards then I started to value education. I started to see my true friends. I started to see that those things that I was doing, it was a waste of time.
He admitted that it was not easy turning from negative behavior, but one event changed him, and it changed him for the better.
So I had a court case because I did something to a young man, and during the court case my mother was sick at the same time. So, during it was a funny situation I was going through, all these up and down emotions, and I was a bit scared at the same time for my mother. And I made a commitment to God. I said, God, if you take me out of this situation, I'll serve you and I wouldn't touch another soul. After some time, I got to know the Lord and I watched how God elevated my lifestyle, but I was committed to change. And I watched God did what he had to do.
King added that God could do the same in their lives if they surrender. He also issued the students a challenge.
I told them that if they're serious about change, serious about their education, that I will help them out in this regard, that I'll try my best to help them to graduate. I'll even try my best to get them a tutor, try to help them with 1 or 2 BGCSEs on one condition. They have to come to church with me, and not some Sundays. They have to come every Sunday to show me that they're committed to change, to show me that they're sincere about success and whatever else.
Shashina Roll, ZNS Network News. In other news, Focal and its affiliates, Grandson Investments, helping to make the dream of a young business owner a reality. The entrepreneur, into her final year of high school, is making a name for herself in the business arena, and Focal is making it happen. Kimberly Mullings has the details.
Focal and Grandson Investments were pleased to provide Latesse Bartlett, owner of Chocolatesse Island Delights, with an avenue to market her chocolates locally. Spokesperson Peter Adley says Bartlett is more than deserving of the opportunity.
Latesse Bartlett is demonstrating her God-given talents and creating. And so her Chocolatesse Island Delights will now be retailed here at the Grandson service stations throughout the island. There are 6 locations, and the principals have given her an opportunity to sell wholesale, and obviously they will retail her products.
The young entrepreneur says it's an amazing feeling to be able to stock shelves with her chocolates as she watches her dreams come to fruition.
It's just an amazing feeling because in Junior Achievement it teaches you to become an entrepreneur, and to have one of their own junior achievers gaining so much publicity for their business. It's just an amazing feeling. It's just exciting to know that positive youth are doing something good in the Bahamas. So it's definitely a fantastic moment.
Bartlett thanks those involved for believing in her and also assisting her in achieving her ultimate goal.
To use this as a stepping stone, really, to push forward into getting Chocolatesse into more stores, get it into more places, and even eventually outside of the Bahamas into the United States and Europe. So this is truly a stepping stone, and I really would like to thank Focal for their support.
She also has a word of advice for other entrepreneurs like herself, especially those who are young.
Follow your dreams, follow your passions. If there's something you want to do, you go for it. You don't let anyone discourage you, and you keep pushing forward and forward until you've achieved your goals.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Kim, and now it's time to Ask the Doctor.
I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Welcome. Selena Bodie from Fort Lauderdale, but a native of the Bahamas, sent this question. My son is always rubbing and scratching his bottom and saying that it feels like something is in there. Could he be having tapeworms? Thanks for your question, Selena. Tapeworm infections can occur in children and adults and usually results from eating raw or undercooked freshwater fish, beef or pork, or drinking contaminated water. Tapeworm infections of the intestines usually does not cause symptoms. However, some people may experience abdominal discomfort, diarrhea, fever, weight loss, loss of appetite, or lack of absorption of essential vitamins and nutrients from food. Occasionally, people with the tapeworm can feel a piece of the worm move out through the anus or see part of the ribbon-like tapeworm in stool. When this happens, itching or discomfort in the anus area may occur. If a tapeworm infection is suspected, please see a doctor immediately for diagnosis and treatment, because the infection can potentially become life-threatening if it spreads to the brain, muscles, or other organs. To prevent tapeworm infections, avoid drinking water that could possibly be contaminated with stool, and cook all meat and fish thoroughly. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Stay with us. Sabrina Brown has a check on sports when we come back.